I'm Kimberly Kay with your entertainment report from MidHudsonNews.com. Fans returned in record numbers for the first new episode of Mad Men in 17 months. AMC says 3.5 million people watched the premiere of the 5th season. That's 21% higher than the season 4 premiere, adding in the repeat that aired later, and 4.4 million people tuned in. James Cameron has had what he calls a very surreal day. He became only the third man ever to travel to the bottom of the Western Pacific Ocean 7 miles down. He says he felt complete isolation from all humanity while he was down there for 3 hours. That's 20 minutes longer than 2 other men who did it back in 1960. He says he didn't see any strange monster-like creatures as he had hoped, but he says next time he'll bring chicken for bait. Cameron says the pressure on his sub was so great at the bottom of the ocean that it shrank 3 inches. Wow. When Jennifer Lawrence was young, her 2 older brothers made her go through her own version of the Hunger Games. Lawrence told David Letterman that they would pin her feet behind her head and smear peanut butter on her face, then unleash their 3 dachshunds and lock her in the basement while the dogs licked her face. It sounds like something my brother and sister and I did too. Letterman told Lawrence that he was going to tell Amnesty International and Dick Cheney about it, and he says that the torture could actually replace waterboarding. By the way, the Hunger Games made so much money in its first weekend, even the studio was shocked. An executive says the $155 million premiere was mind-boggling. It's the 3rd best debut behind the final Harry Potter movie and The Dark Knight. Well, it had all the jaw-dropping shock of when Susan Boyle opened her mouth to sing. An overweight teenager in a t-shirt and baggy pants impressed the audience and even Simon Cowell by singing Celine Dion and Andrea Bocelli's The Prayer with his classmate from vocal school. When Cowell first saw Jonathan Antoine, he said, "Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse," but by the time Antoine was finished singing, Cowell called him a future star. In local entertainment news, in celebration of the emerging spring and in support of one of our local treasures, the Beatrix Farron Garden Association is hosting Folk to Fork, a garden party and concert to benefit Green Teen, a community gardening program of Cornell Cooperative Extension of Dutchess County. The date is Sunday, April 29th, 1 to 3, rain or shine, in the Garden of Bellafield, located at the home of the FDR National Historic Site. That's at Albany Post Road in Hyde Park. You do need tickets, and you can log on to beatrixfarrandgarden.org or call 554-7482. That's your latest entertainment report. For a new update daily, log on to MidHudsonNews.com. I'm Kimberly Kay.